Hi, I'm Chelsea, and today I'm going to be showing you how to make an artwork with radial symmetry, and we're going to go over it in the end with a watercolor wax resist. So let's talk first about what supplies you're going to need. First of all, you're going to need a piece of paper. I'm going to do one on white paper. You can choose a colored paper, but just make sure it's not too dark of a color, otherwise the crayons won't really show up. So the other supply you're going to need is crayons, and also a pencil. You're going to need a watercolor set, you're going to need some water, and you're going to need a paintbrush with a paper towel. Before we get started, let's talk about what is radial symmetry. Well, let's back up even further actually, and let's talk about what symmetry is. So you can see on this butterfly, if we drew a line down the center, what's over here is about the same as what's over here. So it's kind of a mirror image. It's the same on both sides. A heart is the same way. What's over here is about the same as what's over here. Our faces have symmetry, right? What's over here is the same as what's over here. The ear's in this spot here and it's on this spot over here, right? The eye's here and same spot over here. So it's symmetry. Radial symmetry is similar, but it's symmetry in a circle. So you can see the sun, for example, there's a center point, and then lines come out in a circular form. Notice how these lines are in a circle. They're coming out in a circle. Same with a flower. Well, some flowers, like a daisy, you have the center, and then the petals come out, similar to the rays of the sun, in a circular form. If I were to do a pattern like a circle here, and doing a bunch of dots around it, notice the dots are in a circle, that would be radial symmetry. I could go out here and do a line in between each of those dots that's still in a circular form, and that's radial symmetry still. I could go in and do maybe some triangles all the way around, just kind of creating a pattern of radial symmetry. That's what we're going to be doing today. You can make it look like something real, like a flower, or you can just do patterns of shapes and lines going around in a circular form, and that's radial symmetry. So let's go ahead and get started. Let's first just take a quick look at the example here. Notice you'll want to start from the center and working outwards in a circular form to get that radial symmetry. Think of what kind of design you'd like. This one is kind of like a flower, and then these are kind of like drops coming out. It's totally up to you how you do your design. On mine, for this one, I'm going to begin, and I think I'm going to start with my pencil just to kind of find where center is. Doesn't have to be perfect. I just maybe try and bring my fingers together, finding where the middle is. And once I feel like I've got my center, then I'm going to take my first color that I'm going to work with. And I'm maybe going to start with blue. And now this is where it's going to be, your project's going to be a little different than mine, is because you don't have to do the same design and shapes that I do. But I'm going to just kind of show you what I'm going to do for mine. I'm going to do maybe a circle in the center. And maybe I'm going to get out a few colors. I'm going to pull out some green, and maybe a darker green as well. And maybe, maybe I'll even use some white. Now you may be thinking, why would you use white on white paper? But I'm going to go back over at the end. You can kind of see here, went over with some watercolor, and the white still showed up on the orange paper because in the end we're going to do a wax resist. Crayons are made of wax. And when you put crayons on paper and then paint over it, the water and the wax, they don't mix. And so the watercolor paint will go all around it, but the wax of the crayon and the color of the crayon is still going to show up. So if you want to do white on white, you totally can. So I'm going to do some circles around my blue circle. So I'm just going to continue going around And I think I'm gonna make, I'm just gonna go in a pattern. And I'm gonna make the circles a little bit bigger as they come out. So I think that's what I'll do, is just making some circles bigger as they come out all the way around. Remember that you're always going in a circle for radial symmetry. Maybe now I'm gonna do some lines. Again, coming out in a circular form. I'm gonna use my dark green. Maybe I'll do a drop shape. I think I'll go in here and color in some of these with my white. Now it might blend, you can kind of see it's blending a little bit of the blue into it, and that's okay. Alright, once you have all of your crayon work done, maybe take one last look and see if there's anything else you want to add, maybe a few things you might want to color in, any other designs or details, and then you'll take your watercolor set, once you're sure you're done with your crayon, and you're going to choose what color you're going to paint with. So I've got my brush, I'm going to dip it in some water, going to get a little water on that brush. And then I think I'm gonna start my painting with maybe some blue. So I'm gonna take that blue, I'm gonna put just a bit of water in there. And notice how I'm just really softly, gently gonna rub the paint so that it starts to blend in with the water. I'm not pressing hard, I'm not trying to break the paints at all. Just gently rubbing the paint so that it's getting ready to be painted with. Once my paint is ready, then I'm just going to decide where I want to put this color. I think I'm going to be starting from the center and just kind of going around. And I think I want mine to kind of fade as it comes out, so I'm just going to get a little bit of water and just go around the edge there. Maybe get a little more paint. I'm just going around in a circle. You can paint yours however you want. Right now you could add in some other colors. I think I'm gonna grab some green, so I'm gonna rinse out my brush because I always want to rinse my brush really good, and I can even dry it and make sure that that color came out. And then I'm gonna get a bit of water on the brush. I'm gonna dip, I think I'm gonna get some green, so I'll dip into my green, and I'm gonna do the same thing, just gently getting that paint ready, kind of softening up the green. And then I'm gonna go in here and I'm gonna blend mine in with the blue a little bit. See how it's overlapping a little. You can paint yours however you'd like. Just gonna blend that in and get some more of my green. If you want any more colors, maybe you want to do a whole bunch of colors, that's awesome, go for it. Just make sure that you rinse your brush before you dip into a new color so that we don't get the paints mixed up in the paint set. I think I'll leave my edges just kind of white like that. I think I'm done with my project. If there's anything else you want to add to yours, go for it. Any more paint colors you want to add, any details, that's awesome. Just make sure when you're done, you go ahead and close your paint set and you rinse your brush real good. Make sure you get all the paint out, dry the brush, and then just make sure you got all your crayons back in your crayon bag or your crayon box. Maybe check your floor, make sure none rolled off onto the floor. And you're all done. Nice work. Thanks for making Radial Symmetry art with me today. Hopefully you've got a finished project. Maybe you're still working on it, adding some cool details. Either way, thanks so much for working hard and have fun making art.